What's up guys, and welcome back to the best new running shoes for 2024 series. Today we are tackling what is probably my favorite category, the non-plated lightweight tempo trainer segment. Now, over the past few years, this is a segment of the running shoe market that's gotten a little bit overshadowed as we've seen stack heights going up, shoes getting some more protection underfoot, those plates going in there. But there is still a place in every runner's rotation for a lightweight shoe with not a ton of stack that provides some ground feel and helps us strengthen our legs. So in this video, I'm going to dive into all of the top new shoes for this segment and let you know where they might fit into your rotation. Alright guys, before we get into it today, if you haven't checked out the Running Shoe Matcher tool yet, go to runningshoematcher.com. So this is a really cool tool I built for you that matches you with the best shoes for you based on your goals and preferences. So you can go in there, answer 5 questions about what type of shoe you're looking for, whether you want a daily trainer, a tempo shoe, or a race day shoe, whether you like your shoes soft or firm. We'll match you with the best shoe for you. So it's live right now and it's free. You can check it out at runningshoematcher.com and there's a link in the description below. Alright, let's get into it. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that the Rebel V3 was my favorite shoe of 2023. Now, this thing has a low stack, a nice ground feel, and an extremely flexible platform that allows you to have a natural stride. Now, if you've been following this channel, you also know that I went through a period of not running in plated shoes at all with the goal of strengthening my lower legs, which helped me get a huge PR in the half marathon a few months ago. So that is why I am huge on this category. While we have seen stack heights go up, while we have seen foams get softer and more plates being inserted in everyday training shoes, there is a place in our rotation for a shoe like the Rebel V3 or the Hoka Mach 5 or the Brooks Hyperion that allows the runner to do a little bit more of the work, that will strengthen some of those faster twitch muscles, some of those stabilizing muscles, and round out your overall profile as an endurance athlete. So far in this series, I've covered the best daily trainers, I've covered the best plated shoes, I've covered the best max cushion recovery shoes, but this is the category that gets to the heart of pure, simple running, and that's why I love it. All of the shoes you see here will have a sub 9 ounce weight. Most of them are typically below 8.5 ounces, some of them below 8 ounces. They'll have stack heights lower than 36 millimeters in the heel, and of course, you will not see any plates on this list. So with that, let's dive into the best non-plated tempo shoes. Alright guys, first up, how can I not lead it off with this one? We have the Saucony Kinvara 15. Now this is the OG in the category. I mean, put some respect on that 15 in its name. That is the longest running series in this non-plated lightweight trainer segment. And it's got its start back in the day as that minimalist shoe that brought that lightweight barefoot feel to the masses of runners. So through the years, we have seen this evolve a little bit. We have seen it go up in stack height, especially over the past few generations, but it's still going to be offering a lighter weight, more ground contact ride, and it is the lone holdout in this category that is still using standard EVA. So if you liked the rides of Kinvara's past, you will like this one. I will say though, if you do like Kinvara, I would go ahead and pick up the Kinvara 14. I saw the 14 last weekend at REI in person for $60. So this is a shoe that's gonna be going on sale, that's gonna be very affordable. If you're not the type of person who has the latest and greatest, I would go for the 14. What you are gonna be getting in the 15 is a bit more of a daily training style shoe with the move of the Saucony ride toward that Power Run Plus foam. They have made the Kinvara a little bit better for daily training with a more padded upper. Thankfully, weight is staying the same at 7 ounces and price is staying the same at $120. Alright guys, next up here we have what might have been the most exciting shoe that I saw at TRE, at least in the top 3 of new running shoes for 2024. It's on the complete opposite side of the lightweight non-plated tempo trainer spectrum as the Kinvara. So here in the Topo Specter 2, we see a 100% PIBA midsole. So Topo is building off the success of their Cyclone, which is that lower stack shoe that played in this segment, and offering it with a bit more cushioning underfoot as a shoe designed to take on Boston 12, Speed 3, Mach X, those plated shoes, but without having that additional stability and support in there of that plate. So because they're using 100% PIBA, this allows it to have a very lightweight, and as you know, that PIBA foam, which is the same thing it's in Nike Zoom X, Saucony Power Run PB, is going to have a very bouncy, energy returning ride. The way that it was described to me is that it's that one shoe that can do it all. You can do your warm up in it, your cool down in it, you can do long runs, you can do any type of workout imaginable. This is more of what that plated shoe segment offers, in contrast to a shoe like the Kinvara or the last version of the Rebel, which you'll only want to use for shorter work. So if you are a runner who likes to manage a small rotation, if you only want 1 or 2 shoes, this would be an excellent shoe to do it all for you, especially if you are a newer runner and you don't want to race in a plated shoe. This could even be a race day shoe as well. So this comes in at a featherweight 7.6 ounces. It's got 37 millimeters in the heel, 32 millimeters in the forefoot for a 5 millimeter drop, and it is coming in at $165 price point, which is unheard of for a 100% PIBA shoe. This one will be hitting the market in August 2024. Alright guys, next up we have the Hoka Mach 6. Now, the Hoka Mach 5 was one of my favorite shoes to run in 2023. I put about 310 miles on this thing. I know a lot of people said that it gave out for them around 200 miles, and I am a hard wearing runner, so I have no idea how I got it up to this mileage level, but this thing has a really enjoyable, lightweight, soft and cushioned ride. It's got a nice rocker profile. The key area where it fell down for a lot of people was the durability, especially this lack of an outsole, and you can see here, I really did chew up the back of this shoe. So in the version 6 of the Mach, they are adding a rubber outsole. Snaps for Hoka, thank you for doing that. And they're moving toward a 100% supercritical EVA midsole. So in this one, we see a top layer of ProFly Plus, that supercritical EVA, and then a bottom layer of this firmer standard EVA. So I don't know what that's gonna spell for durability. I don't think it's gonna increase the durability of the shoe too much, because that supercritical EVA for me was the one that started to give out. I lost some of that softness and pop. The standard EVA tends to be a little bit more durable, but with the addition of that rubber outsole, you should get a little bit more protection underfoot from that softer foam. Interestingly, this is going to have the same stack as that Topo Specter, so 37 millimeters in the heel, 32 millimeters in the forefoot for a 5 millimeter drop, and it is going up a little bit in weight to 8.2 ounces for the US men's sample size 9. Alright guys, next up we have the Brooks Hyperion 2. Now this is the Brooks Hyperion Max, the last version here, and in the next version of the Hyperion Max, the Hyperion Max 2, they're inserting a plate in it, they're softening up the foam a bunch, and they're pushing this shoe more toward that plated trainer, Speed 3, Boston 12, Mach X, Puma Deviate Nitro 2 category. So with that, the Hyperion 2 is taking this shoe's place in the lineup. The Hyperion 2 is going to be that lightweight, non-plated, flexible, fast trainer. The current version of the Brooks Hyperion sits at 22 millimeters in the heel and 14 millimeters in the forefoot. So the Brooks Hyperion 2 is going up in stack height. It's gonna be 26 in the heel and 18 in the forefoot for an 8 millimeter drop. And they also are moving toward that softer foam, that DNA Flash V2, which should have a little bit of a more cushioned ride underfoot than what we see here. My key issue with the current generation of these Brooks Hyperion shoes was that the foam was very firm, and even for me, a runner who likes a firm ride, it felt like a bit much, like it was only really activated best at fast paces. And the reason I like this lightweight non-plated tempo trainer category is that these shoes tend to be a little bit more friendly to a range of paces, so it defeated the purpose for me for this shoe to only feel good when running fast. I would rather go for a plated shoe for that use case. So you can look out for the Brooks Hyperion 2 dropping this summer. Alright guys, next up we have the Adidas Adios 9. Now this is one that I was not able to get footage of at TRE, but we have seen some information leak out on this, so I'll give you all the information we have. So the next version of the Adios is going to be a full 100% Light Strike Pro midsole. So it's moving away from that dual foam construction that we see in the Adios 8 here. So you can see in the Adios 8, the heel was Light Strike, that standard EVA, and then the forefoot was that supercritical TPE Light Strike Pro. So with this 100% non-plated Light Strike Pro midsole, this is gonna have a nice, fast, fun ride. It's almost like a non-plated version of the Takumi Sen, which is one of the best short distance speed shoes. That version does have those energy rods in there. So this shoe is gonna give a completely new experience into the Adidas line. They don't have a non-plated Light Strike Pro shoe right now, so this is going to fill that gap in their rotation. Alright guys, next up we have the New Balance Rebel V4. Now, as I mentioned, the Rebel V3 was my favorite shoe of this year. In the version 4, they are moving away from what made me fall in love with this shoe. So they're going up in stack height, and they're also going to be using a PIBA foam instead of this supercritical TPU and EVA blend that we have in this version of the fuel cell. So I don't blame them for modernizing their foam. I don't blame them for giving us a foam with more cushion, more energy return, but they are changing the spirit of the shoe a little bit to get in line line with where the market is going. So as such, it's gonna have more cushioning, it's gonna have a wider platform, but it still is going to be that fast, non-plated shoe in Adidas's lineup. They weren't showing the shoe publicly at TRE, so I don't have any footage of it that I can show you here. I did do a preview with a leaked image of the shoe that came out a few months ago. So if you search my channel, you can find the images over there. Alright guys, next up we have the Nike Peg Turbo 4. Now, at TRE, they did confirm to me that this shoe is coming in 2024, and the next week we saw pictures leak on Instagram. So the Peg Turbo 4 is going to be a 100% ZoomX midsole. It's not going to be plated, which is why it's eligible for this lineup, and it's returning to the spirit of those earlier Peg Turbo shoes. So they told me at TRE they listened to runners' feedback. They know that a lot of runners love that pure, simple, lower to the ground ride, fun, responsive, but also able to handle regular daily training. That's what they're going to be delivering with this shoe. It's a hybrid daily trainer workout shoe, and they really want it to be a nice, versatile, and enjoyable option for all runners out there. So we don't have specs, release date, or price. Stay tuned for the latest on that. As soon as I get it, I will share it with you. But for now, just know that this shoe is coming, and it looks to be a return to form for the swoosh. Alright guys, next up here we have the New Balance Fresh Foam Balos. Now this is a shoe that's a hybrid daily trainer tempo shoe. Someone asked me why isn't this in the max cushion roundup, because I put it in the daily trainer roundup as well, but the stack height isn't that max here. It's below that 36 millimeter threshold. It's only 33 millimeters in the heel, but with this gigantic rocker that we're seeing, it does give the illusion of it being a hugely stacked shoe. So this is New Balance's first fresh foam shoe that incorporates PIBA into the midsole, which is why it's getting placed in this tempo shoe lineup here, because it is going to have a little bit more of an energetic ride than we see out of something like the 1080 or the 880, but it's still going to have a nice cushion feel from that EVA blend. So I'm excited to use this as a long run shoe, as a shoe for everyday miles, maybe 8 to 12 miles where I want to pick up the pace a little bit, where I want to do strides. While this is incorporating PIBA and a rocker, it's offering something a little bit more stripped down than a lot of what we're seeing in the performance training segment right now. So it looks to be a really competitive option for runners who don't want a plate. Only drawback with this guy is it's coming in at $200, which is a little bit of a steep price for a non-plated shoe. Alright guys, finally here, some shoes that we don't have any information on yet. First is Super Blast 2. I was told that they let some retail partners and probably the VIP media, which I'm not, I'm a hobby jogger media, see the shoe. So I didn't see the shoe at TRE. I don't have any information. Second shoe that we didn't get information on down at TRE is the Ultra Vanish Tempo 2. Ultra was really pushing the Vanish Carbon 2. That's what they wanted all the attention on. They also came out with the second version of their plated trail racer. So they did not have the Vanish Tempo there. I believe it's coming in 2024. I wasn't able to get a confirm either way, but I would look out for information on that one over the next few months. All right guys, so there you have it. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with another video.